The fourth Hungarian contradiction. I have one more on the list, but I feel if my friend sends us more, it will most likely have plenty of Chronicles, just like in today's video. Today, we are looking at 1 Kings 4:26 and 2 Chronicles 9:25. The reason I think we see these frequently is, to many people uneducated in these topics, a difference equals a contradiction. And that's just not the case. It needs to be a difference where the two cannot be both true. But on to the video. How many stalls did Solomon have? Let's read. Let's go to 1 Kings 4:26. He had 40,000 stalls and 12,000 horsemen. Very large. Let's move on to 2 Chronicles 9:25. It says he had 4,000 stalls and 12,000 horsemen. These numbers are definitely different. But I will refer to the 17th century theologian Matthew Poole as we share the same view on this matter. Some acknowledge an error of the transcriber writing Arbahim 40 for Arba 4, which was an easy mistake, and such mistakes in some copies and these lesser matters God might permit for the trial and exercise of our faith without any prejudice to the authority of the sacred scriptures and the great doctrines of faith and good life. Secondly, it is not exactly the same Hebrew word which is here and there, though we translate both stalls, and therefore there may well be allowed some difference in the signification. The one signifying properly stables, of which there were 4,000, the other stalls or partitions for each horse, which were 40,000, which great number seems directly forbidden, Deuteronomy 17:16, except Solomon has some particular dispensation from God, which might be, though it be not recorded. For his chariots, both for his military chariots, which seem to be those 1,400, 1 Kings 10:26, and for divers other uses, as about his great and various buildings and merchandises, and other occasions, which might require some thousands of other chariots. 12,000 horsemen appointed partly for the defense and preservation of his people in peace, and partly for attendance upon his person, and for the splendor of his government. Compare 1 Kings 26, but the words may be otherwise rendered. And 12,000 horses for parish manifestly signifies both a horse and horseman, and these might be a better sort of horses than most of those which were designed for the chariots. Or thus, and for, which particle is easily understood and borrowed from the foregoing clause, 12,000 horsemen. And so he means that the 40,000 horses were in part appointed for his chariots, and in part for his 12,000 horsemen. So, it's possible there was a scribal error where writing the Hebrew word for 4 and 40 are similar enough to make a mistake like this. And even more, the variation of the Hebrew word to describe the stall may play another role, and there may be a reason for the numerical discrepancy that we see. We have two easily possible and equally probable solutions here. There's no reason to call it a contradiction unless it can be demonstrated to be the most probable answer. Stay tuned, my friends. There is one more video on this list unless my friend has more that he is willing to send. And as always, God bless you.